Hey, we got Jonathan Eller here, who got first place at Team League Chicago. Jonathan, how did you do? What did you play, and what seat were you?
I was CP with OTT, and my overall record was 10-1. I lost one game at Swiss to Neonectar.
All right, let's see your deck profile.
All right, so we have the starter. Starting off with the grade 3s. We got 4 Imperial Daughter. Just the best grade 3 for the deck since V-Series started. Nothing's really come out that can replace her just as of yet. On Ride, you basically get to look at top 2, add 1 to hand, put 1 to soul, or back to top of deck, whichever you choose. And the fact that you can soul charge from the top 2 of your deck is key for the card comes later, which is Deer. So you can just cheese out Deer early, basically. And it's you just spam ride this basically after your CEO ride. Brings us to CEO. She's your ideal first ride. You caramelist 1, draw a card, put a card on top or bottom, and every time you look at the deck basically, you can give her +5, which actually makes her a very decent rearguard, as you run 11 grade 3, so sometimes having her as your rearguard isn't terrible, as long as you have this or just things to ride, as long as you don't mess up your grade 3 ride span. The next grade 3, the finisher of the deck, Deer. Some people run this at 2. I would disagree with that. Deer at 3 seems very key to me. If one goes to damage, you want to be able to still see it as soon as possible, especially in this format where there's a lot of decent Excel decks going around, like Great Nature, Narukami. You want to see this when you basically have its condition active. So the moment you have 2 3s installed, you want to be able to just to Deer, especially in the Excel matchup, just to end them. Especially against Excel, they usually, if they're at 4 damage or even 3, they usually cannot survive this due to just the nature of what Excel is. Getting out to the grade 2s, one of the best cards from the trial deck that came out somewhat recently. Rectangular Magus. Her effect is you counter blast 1, soul blast 1, look at top 2, put both on top of the deck in any order, draw a card. And another amazing effect she has is she just gets +5 each trigger. So say early game you get a crit, you stack a crit on top, put her to rear, put something behind her. Now she's hitting 32 and potentially an 8k or even a 10k. And for early aggro, not many decks can just afford to discard 2 cards to guard this, so you can easily just push out 3 damage if you don't hit defensive triggers, which is really good against most decks. For Promise, she has the effect where she can't be chosen by effects to retire, or she can be chosen but not retired, sorry. That effect isn't really that key, as Kagro's the big retire deck, and that's not a very big deck. It's mostly run because on Vanguard and Rearguard Circle it's a 15k plus 8k boost, it's just 23. And your grade 2 turn, you just swing for 15, like at most 10. So they can't really, unless you drop a 20k, they're not going to guard this, they're just going to no-guard this. That with Rectangle Mace, you put on a lot of pressure to your opponent very early onto the game. And for the tech slot, Battle Sorcerer Rangetti, you can run the L Battle Sister that looks at top 5, I believe, get a grade 3, give it +5. I just like this because against Excel matchups, you just tank them very well. You just ride to 12k, and if they go second, they have to ride into 9k and just commit they want to hit you, or they just swing for a 1 to pass, which is very key because you want to save cards against Excel. And for one of the best additions to the grade 1 lineup is Corey Magus. She's just overall really good, and she could be used for some cute plays we'll go over in a bit, but her big play is that turn 1, you just ride her, look at top 2, you put both on top, then draw the card you want, so you basically get to kind of cheat your first card that you get off your Forerunner skill. Next card is 4 Tetra Magus. Her skill is caramelist 1, draw a card. And you could stack it, you reveal a crit, put it on top. Some cases you could just draw a card if you don't have the crit, or if you just want to conserve hand, you just draw a card. Now I'll play with her with Corey Magus. Actually, like say you CEO, you get a crit to top. You can use Corey, put the crit as a second card, draw the next card with this, put another crit, now you have 2 crit. And if you, let's say you get the grade 3 first and they're on grade 2, now you're swinging for like 3 damage, and now if you have a rectangle boosted by like this, that's rectangle saving for like 47, and they're gonna have to PG that or just drop a lot of cards just to survive the onslaught. The next card is a 2 Miko. With her you have 6 really good grade 1 rides. Her skill is you Soul Blast 1, look at top 5 for a 3, put it on top of deck, and with the Forerunner skill you can just put the grade 3 on top, and then you just draw into it and just get the free grade 3, so you can just start the spam ride when you get the grade 3 and just set it for the later game. Also, she's a 10k, so you can just kind of use her in rear guard. Sometimes it makes numbers, but she's mostly just a really good first ride target. And for the other tech slot, Oracle Guardian Gemini, just basically countercharge, you can extend your plays. If you don't have Counter Blast but you want to do a rectangle play, you can do it with him. Or you could just countercharge and just use a Tetra Mega to stack a crit.
That's why I texted you before I got there.
And trigger lineup, nothing too special, just 8 crit, 4 draw PGs, and 4 heal.
Alright, any last minute words you'd like to say? Any shoutouts?
Yeah, for shoutouts, I'll shout out Cardfighters Underground. Just a lot of good players there that were good for playtesting. They actually did very well. That locals and my locals past lines did very well both days, and actually most of the events. White Schwartz, Buddy Fight, Standard and Premium, there are people from both locals there. And for for more shoutouts, my teammates, obviously Chenille and George, they both did fantastic that day too. I just had a really good time overall with them. Getting first was just a bonus. Just fun day overall with them. And for words about the deck, the only thing I would say is be careful playing this in the next format, which is going to be Violets, because Murakami comes out as a top contender again since their debut. And OTT has kind of a hard time against them. Or I guess not even kind of, a very hard time against them. But for a team event, OTT should still be a safe pick, as they have just overall good matchups even against everything in Violets, besides Murakumo. Shadows they could deal with. Pale Moon's a little hard, but you can do it. And since it's a team event, you're not going to always verse your bad matchups. That's the key thing. That, yeah, it's only 1 to 3 chance to verse Murakumo, even if their team has it. So, no, yes, I believe going forward, OTT is still going to be a solid deck unless something comes on the late future that we don't know about that just pushes it out. But until then.
Alright, thank you, man.